everyone, welcome to another Stamp Chatter video. Today we're going to play with our new hot foil system. So I'm just going to plug this in quickly, and I've already been using it, so hopefully it won't take that long to heat up, but we'll put that aside for a second. And we're going to play with Botanical Glow for two reasons. I think if you're thinking of investing in this machine, this is one of the simplest cards to make. I mean, it makes so many beautiful cards just by putting these two together in whatever colors that you want. So that's the stamp set, and this is the hot foil die, and we're going to add some butterflies to it. So we'll be using the butterflies and the butterfly stencil. Okay, so we'll use some very vanilla today, and we're also going to use the new In Color Peaceful Pines. And I have to say, getting this new system, it's kind of invigorated my stamping. It's kind of become, I don't want to say fun again because I do enjoy it, but it's just added an element that's been fun. Anyway, all right, so we've heard that beep. I'm going to go ahead and put my butterflies on there, and then we will push the button. Then we will wait till it beeps again, and then it'll go green, and then we can run it through our Stampin' Emboss machine. Okay, so I'm just going to do half of a 8.5 by 11, just a regular card front. We will use that to get a nice crisp fold. Okay. All right, and then we want to cut a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. That's going to be a layering piece on the front of the card. And then this extra piece we will use for our butterflies. I've already cut a piece of paper, I think. Maybe not. Nope. Oh yeah, I do. I have a piece of foil here that I've already cut down. So let me bring this in. And as soon as that beeps, then I will put the foil on it, and we'll run it through our cut and emboss machine. Okay, so it's beeped. I'm going to put this shiny side down. I can't tell you how many times I've done this and actually forgotten to put paper over top cardstock. Don't ask me why. I think that's very weird that I would do that. Maybe I'm just so excited, and then I end up with this, which apparently you can get off. I've tried a few different methods, and it's just a pain in the butt to do, so I don't really care. It doesn't affect your foiling, so big deal. All right, so I will unhook that. I'm going to run it through my machine ever so slowly. They kind of say the speed of putting it through your cut and emboss machine is probably half the speed of what you would normally do if you were cutting cardstock with a cutting die instead of these foils. And I will plug it immediately in again because we're going to do another one, and we won't have to wait the full 5 minutes because it's already quite hot, but we'll put it aside for a second, let it warm up. How pretty is that? All right, so there's that. And then I will cut another piece of foil. This is our die. Let's bring in some foil. And I'll put this on top so I know how much I need to cut. The thing is, the whole thing's not going to fit on my 3.5 by 5, so I don't need a massive piece. I don't need to worry about it going off the edge. So I like to cut using a rotary cutter. I find it more pleasant than using a pair of scissors. You can use, I think the next best option to me is a cutter. All right, there we go. So we have our platform warmed up. Just going to push that button. Give it another minute and then we will foil the next piece. Okay, so we have beeped. This is the card I'm going to use. I do want to put sort of the cross section, I suppose, of all those leaves where they connect. I kind of want to put it in the corner here. So I'm just going to keep that in mind when I lay this down. All right, like that. I'll put this kind of like that, I think. Let me see. Yep. All right, come what may. Let's see what happens. So let's put our platform down. Okay, let's run that through. All right, we've run that through. I'm not going to use this tool again, and so we won't be plugging it in. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm just going to drop it next to me here on a silicone pad. I'll bring this in. Move. And by the way, there is a silicone pad for heat, and this gets warm. I don't think hot enough that it's going to melt my cutting pad. I'm not too worried about it. I wouldn't put it on my desk because this is laminated and who knows what it would happen to that over time. But this pad I'm not too worried about. Okay, so that is our gold foil piece. Here is our stamp. We're going to take some Peaceful Pine. We're just going to let that ring. Okay. Turn this over. And so I'm gonna sort of line up this 3-section here where it all comes together. You're not gonna get a match. This isn't a 2-step. It's not meant to be, and they made that very clear. But I do line up the center. And we'll just push that down, peel that off, and then I'll bring in a rag here just to get the ink off my pad. All right, so we'll do that. Let's bring the butterfly back in, and I'm going to take a break for a second because I have an exercise class to go to, and I'm going to come back and we're going to color that and then finish our card. Okay, so let's bring in some color and take this, put this to the side. We don't need that for a bit. And we're going to take the masks that you can purchase with this bundle. I'm going to bring in my double sticky pad here. And that way my card won't move and I don't have to tape anything down. So I'll just do it this way. That. I'll bring in number 1. Just line that up. Whoop. Line that up. It's a little hard when you're not right on top of it. So there we go. Okay, well, I'll take the latest color here. I'm going to use Bubble Bath. And I will just really lightly, always start off super light, like barely any pressure. You can always add more as you go along. And it sometimes doesn't look like anything until you pick it up and take a peek underneath. I don't have enough on there, but I just want to see. Oh, more. There we go. Like that. Okay, a little more in there. Take this off. And then we're going to take Melon Mambo and the number 2. And just put that down. Now this color's a lot darker, so I am going to just lightly swirl this around, barely touching the paper. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty. Okay, and then the third one. Let's put this down. Again, I'm not looking right over top of it, so it's hard for me to see, but I think that's it. All right, and then I'll take the real red and I'll do it one more time. I'm not going to do the 4th stencil because I've embossed it or hot foiled it with gold, and so otherwise I would do a different color for that center stem and the antennas. So I might go really dark or just, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty. I think I will leave it at that. I might go a bit darker down here. I'm not going to use all of these anyway, but I will use them on different projects. So there we go. Okay, let's bring in the die cut. It's in here. Okay, and I'm going to tape this down. Use some repositionable tape just so this doesn't move on me. Let's take it off this board. Stick this back on. All right. So once we get all these cut out, we'll finish our projects. I'll be right back. These are so pretty. All right, let's bring our card back in. And we have our card base. We have that piece. Now I think I'm gonna pop this up where if I can find my dimensions, which are usually right in front of me, but I appear to have moved them. So I guess we won't pop it up. We will just take some double-sided tape, which I don't use that often. Okay. See, you got something there in the corner. All right, and we're gonna take, I think this big one, and I'm just gonna give it a crease like that, and I will bring in some glue, or you could use some sticky dots for this. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. And you put it right on that, where all those 3 branches come together. Give that a few seconds to dry. And bring in, so I did make a whole bunch of these I have over the last week or so. This is Here's to Another Year. Let me see what I got. I definitely want to use this There, I'll use that one. I'm so lucky to have you. And I will pop that one up, so I need to find my dimensions. Or, actually, I think what I will do is take these adhesive strips. Just cut one down. There we go. These adhesive strips are slightly thicker than the actual dimensions that Stampin' Up! Sells, so I would just keep that in mind if you're going to combine the two. All right, let's put that there and maybe grab something else. What are these? These are the in-colored dots. So they match our Peaceful Pine ink that we have down here. And let's try picking a few of these. One there. Put the small one maybe here. I don't know, here. I like to put them in the white spaces. And I usually like to do them in threes, so I can either put it, yeah, I'll just put it there. How pretty is that? Simple card. So, you know, this machine, it really isn't for everybody. It's just an added investment to your hobby if you so choose to do so, but it's a lot of fun and it adds some great dimension to your card. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back again with another video soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.